Yo guys, it's your boy Easy Me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be my progression kind of free to play guide going on, or at least what I'm going to be doing on the release. You know how everybody else does this kind of video, every content creator does this kind of video when a game releases, especially for PvP based games, considering the fact that you want the best progression for your account so you could reach some of the higher ranks, at least in the beginning of the game before all the whales take over the PvP ranks. At least you're going to have fun in PvP for the most part. But we are going to be talking about my little progression guide. This game is going to have a Steam client. I'm pretty sure it is already on KR and JP. It has a Steam client. Not on the website or anything yet. They haven't confirmed anything. But for the most part, if they do have a PC client, it's going to be releasing on Steam. And hopefully it's going to be on release. But once we get information on that, I will definitely let you guys know the exact details for that. So make sure you stay up tuned with that. But we're going to get into it, guys. I'm going to say this. The first thing you're going to really want to lock in on this game is definitely go for characters more than the weapons. Like, this is not your Hoyoverse. I'm not shitting on those games. Trust me, I love Honkai Star Rail. It's probably one of my main games right now. But, like, some of those games, you really need the weapon for your characters and stuff like that. And it kind of, like, it opens up another part of the character's kits that you're definitely going to want to get. In this game, those weapon banners, I would say that you could skip them for the most part until you get the character, and maybe even getting dupes in them depending on what you're going to want to invest in. But for the most part, what I'm going to be doing is unlocking the characters and at least getting a one or two dupes into characters that I definitely really enjoy. Not only enjoy, because you have to enjoy your game, whatever you're playing, but as well as being in the meta for sure, ladies and gentlemen. So, even though I said that the weapon stamps aren't the best thing in this game, I'm not going to lie to you. You probably do want to end up getting them no matter how much dupes you have on your character. Now, we are going to be getting a ton of rewards, like I say in every video. I want everybody to try this game just for the fact that you could scratch your little gambling itch you have, your addiction, because you're going to just be able to summon for free, basically, the amount of rewards they're going to be going. But what I'm saying is this. You're going to be getting a lot of weapons. From what I've heard on KR and JP, they give out the weapon stamps even more than the actual summon tickets. So you're going to be getting a lot of tickets for the weapon stamp gacha. So don't really worry too much. You're going to eventually get the ones that you really want. There is a couple that we will go over like on the first day of release. There's like a tier list out there. Obviously, there's good ones, there's bad ones. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to have enough rewards to actually end up getting what you want, guys. So don't really worry about that too much. Now, Ashura, she is the thing on everybody's mind, and it's not because of her curves. Trust me, it's not because of that, but she is on everyone's good mind because she is very meta in this game, and you actually do need a dupe into her. And the worst part about it is, which makes her kind of pay to win, is that she needs a dupe into her when she's an actual light character, a light and dark character, which actually have lower rates than the actual characters in the game, the other characters in the game, which is like the RGBs. If you play Epic 7, you know exactly what's going on here, like the Moonlight characters. She's basically a Moonlight character. She's basically a Pilgrim from Nikkei. If you play other games, I'll give you comparisons. She's like one of the rare characters, and you do need a dupe on her, which is even worse. If you just need one with her, you know, she is still like amazing with her thing, but the thing that people are getting confused about her, they think it's her first dupe only adds like extra HP. No, her actual first dupe gets her a whole passive, which she doesn't really have a passive before that, like a real passive. Until you get a dupe into her, she gets a real passive. So that's what's gonna go on with her. Very different from other characters. Now, this is gonna be your guys' plan. You guys probably want to go out and get Ashura herself. But for me personally, I'm going for the counter side units, and I don't care whether they're meta or not. I'm going to earn simple fact that I want to get dupes into them. I want to max them out, especially Hilde. I really like Hilde and Rosaria coming up. You probably want to end up saving a little bit of currency for her because I have a feeling she's going to be a dark character, and she's probably going to end up being meta because the dark characters and light characters are very good in PvP. That's one of the pay to win aspects of the game, obviously. But it's not really pay to win because, you know, you can end up getting lucky and get them free. But Rosaria is probably going to end up being a dark character, and she's probably going to end up being pretty busted, to be honest. So I will say save. That could be your plan, is to get Ashura and maybe even get a dupe into her if you're really going in for re-rolling. But for me personally, I'm going to hope for an Ashura and I'm going to hope for a dupe eventually. I'm not going to go for re-rolling for her. What I'm going to go more for is getting Yumina and Hilde for the actual re-roll, and actually getting a light and dark character maybe to start. Hopefully that's going to be my ideal reroll start for y'all. It might be different for me. That's what I'm going to go with. Since that's going to be the first banner, it might be a little easier to do, so I would recommend doing that as well. We also are getting a SSR light and dark box. Now that is going to be very interesting depending on if they put Ashura there. Ashura is a very not a recent character, to be honest. I think she actually came out a couple months ago on KR and JP, but she is one of the more recent characters, and it's kind of just showing like Lacey on the box and stuff like that, and the older ones like the witch girl, I forgot her name, she's pretty good as well. But like I said, depending on what they have in that Latent Dark selector box, you might actually, the best reroll option for you might be get one Ashura from the standard summons, and then you end up getting one of her dupes in that box, and that's actually the best start, to be honest, and it will carry you through the PvE for sure. Even PvP, you'll just be getting lit. You'll be going crazy on PvP, y'all. So that's probably what you're going to want to do. We're going to have to wait and see what's actually in that Latent Dark box on day one. I will be showing you guys what you can actually get in there, because I'm actually very interested. And also, we have to know what actually is the requirements to get that box, to be honest with you. We don't know exactly if we're going to just get it for free, if we're going to have to clear the story, or normal progression, how long it's going to take. We're going to have to see what exactly happens with that. But for sure, that's going to be a great start. And that's going to be my start, to be honest. I'm going to get Yumina and her weapon. I'm going to get Hilde and her weapon, because I just want to maximize those characters, and I want to use those characters for as long as possible, because of the simple fact that I'm a very big counter side fan. But that's what I'm going for, at least in the beginning. Now, we are getting a free healer named Frey, which is the green hair character. She's actually very good. Now, she's like more like a free-to-play option, obviously, since she's free. And especially if you get dupes into her, she gets better. Obviously, that's going to be with everyone. Give her a good weapon and stuff like that, and she's going to be great. But she is going to be getting overshadowed, especially by Astra, and that's one of the reasons there's not so much healers in the game, especially good ones that can actually give you buffs as well, and speed buffs for like PvP. That's why Astra has so much value right now in the beginning of the game right now. But also, Frey is just, you know, she's kind of like a basic healer, but she will carry you through PvP, and she will be fine. If you like Frey, I like Frey. I'm going to be using Frey till I get Astra with enough dupes and stuff like that, and whatever, if I get Astra in the beginning or not. But Frey will definitely carry you guys. Do not sleep on Frey. Do not sleep on Frey. She is a wonderful character. She gives, I think she even gives a couple buffs. I have to wait and see on her kit and stuff like that and see what happens in global. But she gives buffs, she gives heals and stuff like that, and she's just a decent healer in PvE. Definitely will recommend building her up, especially in the beginning of the game. Now, there is not a lot of tanks in this game either. That's the thing. Like, there's actually not that much healers or tanks in this game, especially meta ones. There's like SR ones, not good SSR ones, and to be honest, Hilde is probably going to be a priority pick, bro. For tanking, you know, this game is not like something like Honkai Star Rail, where you need like sustain for every single team and stuff like that, because the end game boss, at least the end game boss, I'm pretty sure you're going to need a sustain. So it is kind of similar to that, but definitely Hilde is probably going to be a priority pick in the beginning, because of the simple fact that we just don't have enough tanks in this game, and to have another one for specifically for a different element, but she might, I don't even think she's going to be light, but she might be like fire or something like that. So she's definitely going to be a priority pickup, to be honest, especially for people that want to roll through PvE. Getting Hilde and Astra is probably the best start you can get, because getting a Hilde, a limited SSR tank, which is probably going to be, she's going to be a tank for sure. I'm not guaranteed, like 99% sure that she's going to be a tank. That's what her role in Counterside was, and she has the same Awakened form here, so she's definitely going to be a tank in this game. And you're just definitely going to want to lock in on her, at least for the tank part, because like I said, there's not a lot of tanks in this game right now. Guys, like I said, the PvE is not the hardest in this game. Eventually it is going to get very hard, but you're basically getting a whole team for free in this game. Yumina is going to be free. Definitely. Now, I'm going to try to get some dupes into her just because I like the character so much. But like I said, she's going to be free for everybody. They already confirmed that you're going to get a Yumina for free, and she's probably going to be a tank, a ranger, or like a bulky character, to be honest. I think I've heard everything through the grapevine. People's been speculating, and maybe even a little bit of leaks, that she's definitely going to be like a tankier character. So you're going to have your tank, kind of bulky character, maybe like a ranger, striker character that could do decent damage. That's a free-to-play character. Frey is also a free-to-play character, ladies and gentlemen, which is one of the best healers in the game right now, at least for the beginning of the game. And you're kind of just gonna need to round off something by like getting a Lacey, which you can get a free copy of Lacey, and Lacey is one of the best damage dealers in this game. Also, she is tanky herself, and she also does provide healing, and she also does provide speed buff. So you're going to be able to round out a free-to-play team in this game, which is going to be so cool, to be honest. I really enjoy the way that they're doing like the early progression, because you can actually round out a free-to-play team in this game so easily that it's kind of scary, because, I mean, it's going to promote people to not spend, but I hope that people do end up spending, because I want this game to succeed. But like I said, you can get a free-to-play team for sure, and you're going to kind of just want to round out that last character. You know, you got Yumina for free, you got Frey, and then just round out your team with characters that you like, or buffers and stuff like that. So just make sure that you have at least one carry in your team, which is probably going to end up being Lacey if you pick her in the Light and Dark Selector box. Now, if Asher is in that box, it's going to be a whole different story. But like I said, Lacey is probably going to be someone you want to reroll as well for. Hilde is going to be there as well. So you could probably run Yumina and Hilde in. And that's the one reason I might think, because Yumina was obviously a tankier character in counter side, so I don't think they're both going to be tanks, but we're going to have to wait and see on that. The free-to-play team in this game is going to look insane, bro, and I just can't wait to see what people end up doing with these free-to-play clears and stuff like that. It's going to be really, really awesome to see in the community. Last thing I really wanted to talk about is this game is going to have a lot of mono content. So what I mean by that is, think about in Epic 7, like the Wyverns, how everything is weak to like a water damage. So there's going to be bosses out there that you're going to need to do water damage to, that you're going to need to do dark damage to, light damage to, and you get the gist of it. So there is going to be a way in the future, especially, but not in the beginning, but in the future, you're going to want to actually get mono teams. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this, bro. To end out your kind of free-to-play team, this is going to be a whole free-to-play team, bro. Yumina, Frey for the healer. Yumina is going to be like, I don't know what she's going to be, but even if you don't get Yumina, say you get Emily or something like that, one of the best tanks in the game. Like I said, there's not a lot of tanks in the game, but the ones that are there, and the SSR ones that have a lot, they are going to be very, very good. So that's why they're all really, really, really good. So Emily, you got as your tank. You got Lacey as your damage dealer if you want to reroll for her. And you get Frey as your healer, right? Now you want to end out the team with either another buffer, which could be one of the maids, or you can get a debuffer in there like Lug or something like that, with like some freezes going on. There's just so much possibilities that can have. This is going to be your PvE carry team. It's going to try to carry you through the whole PvE, so you can just grind through the story and grind through all the content. Now, once you get to those higher tiers, you're not going to be able to use one team. You're going to need multiple teams. And also for PvP, this kind of setup is not really going to work, because you don't really want to run Frey in PvP and stuff like that. So like I said, guys, this is going to be a crazy game, man. I cannot wait for the launch of this game. I know you guys are hyped as well. I'm so hyped. I love all y'all. Thank you for the support. Other than that, peace out.